In this lesson, I'm going to guide you toward a greater self-awareness. One thing to remember, though, is that self-awareness is a constant, ongoing learning. I am still learning new things about myself. And in part, that's because we change and we grow and we learn new things about ourselves all the time. The thing to know about self-awareness is that it can be both liberating and humbling. It is liberating because self-awareness can provide so much to you. For example, have you ever been blamed or accused of something and you find that you really question if this accusation toward you is true? Well, self-awareness provides you with the confidence to know what is true and not true about you. However, self-awareness is tricky because it is important to learn about ourselves, and sometimes that comes to us through feedback from others, while at the same time others will project onto you, and therefore what they are saying about you has nothing to do with you and more to do with them. I know it's complicated, but in this section you will gain a foundation of self-awareness that will guide you toward learning more and more. Now, regarding the things that you see as negative about yourself, things that I refer to as our personal challenges, which all of us have, these things can be managed if you are aware of them. First things first, and I know this can be challenging, the journey into self-awareness must always be done with self-compassion. But first we need to learn about who we are and why we are the way we are. One of the mantras that I live by is, what you don't own owns you. Meaning that if I discovered something about myself that I don't really like, it is only if I am self-aware of it that I can manage it. For example, I can sometimes have unrealistic expectation of others. I am aware of it, so if it leaks out of me, I can reel it back in before I say something that I will regret, or if I've already said something, I can sincerely apologize for it. You see, if I'm not aware that my expectations can sometimes be unrealistic, then I'm only going to hurt others, and I'm not going to understand why they're hurt. So I own that this is one of my personal challenges, and I work hard to manage it, among many more things that I have to manage, as all of us do. Now you might be thinking that you are frightened to look inside and you are not sure what you will find in there. Let me say this to that thought. I have worked with many people in therapy who have come in feeling low self-worth and low self-esteem. It is often the case that one feels this way due to unfair messages from childhood and unfair messages from others. It is necessary to be aware as to what has been imposed on you. Also, if you do happen to have regret for things that you have done in your life, amends can be made, even if not with that particular person that you have hurt. If you can't make amends with that particular person, amends can be made simply by how you choose to live your life. But be aware, don't let anybody create your narrative for you regarding who you are. That's the value of self-awareness. You may need to go through this section slowly, process it, get feedback from those you trust, and have your best interests at heart. I always encourage people to do this kind of work with self-compassion. Give yourself credit for doing this work. It's not always easy, but the payoff can be really big. I applaud you, and I truly mean that, for doing this work. I'll see you in the next lesson.